Hey beautiful people, I hope we're all well. We're in a different environment today. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I was getting really bad anxiety today, and I went and did some grounding. Just put my bare feet on the grass and I can't speak. Breathe through it. And yeah, I just have a big emphasis on grounding at the moment, and how we are so disconnected from ourselves and the natural world in this society that is the reason why people are so anxious and depressed as a whole. And when we're too in our heads, and when we're too enclosed in an environment and cut off from our lower chakras, like the roots, and too connected up here, or the other way around. Say you're too connected up here and not down here, or too connected down here, not up here. It creates a complete imbalance. And when there's imbalance, our energy can be fragmented, our mind can be fragmented, our soul can be fragmented. So many things can occur because we don't have this strength of energy within us and around us. And the goal of, or the reason we're so anxious as well, is because we're not living in the moment, we're not living in the present, we're too busy thinking of the future, the past. Our society is always like worrying about the future. We get in our heads about what's happened in the past, that we're not actually just living in the moment and connecting to what actually is and what actually exists. Because in the present moment, the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. The only thing that does exist is the sound of the birds, the breeze coming through the trees. So when you go out into that with your feet on the grass, where the electrons from the earth can go into your body and help clear it and help ground you, it slowly eases. And it's such a quick and easy solution that no one really, well, in our modern world, we don't really take it seriously. And I think it's the biggest healer when we go back to nature and we go back to our true selves. It's something I'm super, super passionate about, and something I've discovered. Shut up. That just came up when I split the deck. Grounding. You need to be rooted. You need to have a solid foundation, because if you don't, you get easily blown over in the wind. Tree. Grounding, but you also can ground upwards and ground downwards. So ground in the earth, ground up into the sky. Release. You're getting released because there's things that need released. We've got this hold within us, within our mind, within our bodies, that need released, and nature has a magical way of helping us to do that. But also, when we have these feelings and emotions, they're not anything to be scared of. They're there to be seen, acknowledged, and to be let go of. Because if we're just going to keep them inside, it wreaks havoc. And there's more rooted energy. We're removed from our destiny. There's the destiny card, and there's the rooted echinacea. There's more rooted energy. It's like we're not living our destiny. We're so in this modern era of isolation to Akasha Mama, who's basically Mother Earth on the split. When we connect and ground, we can kind of be more connected to the cycles and understandings of life and why things are the way they are. That brings an element of peace to the chaos. There she came out again. Mother Earth. We've lost our relationship with the earth. It's crying out for us to connect to it. She looks really sad in that card. She was really sad there. And like I don't know why this is coming up. It's obviously for a reason. Like, people don't have the respect for nature that is like they used to. There was a news report of a guy who cut down one of these ancient trees near Stonehenge, and he was in court for it, and the energy of it was not normal in my opinion. But we've just lost that sacredness, and the earth is not happy. Mother Earth again, Empress. We are the earth. How we treat the earth and our connection with the earth is a direct reflection of our relationship with ourselves, with our health, and with who we are as people. And when we're struggling, it's because we're not connecting with that. Okay? And the sky, we need to connect with the sky. We're so closed off. Queen of Swords, we're shut off. Look at this caged cup here. We're caged off, I'm hearing. But we need to step out into the light. 6 of Wands, that's she's like standing. It's like the cosmos and the sun and the moon. That's what I'm seeing above her, just like kind of giving her a little bath, you know. Do some research into forest bathing. It's fascinating. There's the moon there. When we connect to our natural cycles, we can start to heal the earth. We can start to heal ourselves. Here we go, another blocked off energy. 9 of Wands. We're blocked off. 5 of Cups creates depression, anxiety, and grief. But also, look in this. She's like giving her pain to the earth, okay? Which is super healing. Speak to the earth. I don't know why I'm getting this. Get a bowl of water. Speak all your worries, stresses into it. And everything you're feeling and thinking. And ask the earth to alchemize it. Put it into Mother Earth. Offer it to her. And just ask to be released of that. Because there's a lot of sadness in the world. I feel actually even more relieved after I've said that, even that sentence. Yeah, King of Swords. There's the Queen and the King of Swords. And look, interesting. They've got their backs to each other. I was going to say we're very isolated within ourselves as a society. We're very separate. Because we're not in union with the masculine, feminine. The sky, the sun, masculine energy. The moon's feminine. The sun and the earth. The earth's feminine. The sun is masculine, right? But it's created a coldness. Look at these, they're quite cold towards each other, and they're cold towards the earth. They're separate from each other, and when we're separate from the masculine and feminine energy is separate within ourselves and out with ourselves in the great world and in the state of the whole world, it creates fragmentation, destruction, grief and pain, okay? So we need to unify those energies within ourselves. We need to learn a lesson. We need to move. Page of Swords. We need to learn a new technique, walking on that sword, gaining wisdom, starting a new idea, okay? Going in a new direction. Magician. All the tools are here on this earth. That's again, it looks like he's sitting on the earth and giving that energy and receiving that energy back from the earth underneath. I've never seen that way before. He's standing on the earth. He looks like he's sitting on the grass, and it's the energy it's exchanging. Because that is, sorry guys, that's the relationship that we're missing. And look at the similarities here, right? There's this whole energetic network that's being forgotten about in the modern day world. Bask in the light, bask in joy and light. I'm looking at this, the bee, and I'm thinking like bees in the hive mind, and it's in my mind I'm feeling it's like things need to change in the hive mind when we've been doing some things the same way for so long, removed from our natural rhythms. Also, a bee is happy and joyful. Summer, sun, the light is healing. And when the bees work with the plants to get the nectar, they create honey. It's like humans, when we have a connection with the earth and nature, and honey is very healing, we can create healing, we can create gold, we can make something beautiful with this earth, with this relationship with the earth, rather than just taking from it, because we are just taking from it, not giving back. You're not alone. So that's in the ethers, that's in the surrounding energy. Earth and the energy around us, trees, the ground, animals, they all have spirit. We're not the only people with spirit. Humans are not the only ones who are connected to that divine energy. So is everything else. It's a big, massive relationship. It's the whole. And we need to remember that and unite with our mind, body, spirit, with earth, wind, fire, water, with the whole. You're not alone. And that's also talking about alone, being alone. When you isolate yourselves, you get disconnected from that magic. And it helps you. Firstly, it helps with your energy reading. You're with feeling and tapping into your intuition and just your true self and all these magical things. So not only does it do that, but it also sees beyond the current situation. It helps you to look beyond the restriction and the experience of what is happening on this realm that is making you feel anxious, stressed, depressed, whatever it is. Having that connection and that anchor helps you to see beyond that, helps you to go through those emotions, feelings, feel it, go through it, ride the wave, connect with the earth, give it down, have that energetic exchange, and you see beyond that stress, pain, fear, right? Honor your inner knowing. It's been in us all this time. People are so depressed because we are not living life the way we always have. We're not in communities anymore. We're all very separate. We're in our own homes. We don't talk. We don't connect with the earth. We're always on our phones, watching TV, distracting ourselves, obsessed with technology, obsessed with the way that we look, obsessed with all this crap with celebrity culture. We've completely lost the fucking plot. We've lost the point. Medicine mother, earth is medicine. Earth, like, she looks sad here in this. Right, she looks sad. It's like no one's listening to me, no one's connecting with me anymore. And there are people that are, and there's people that are feeling very drawn to it. But we need to go through that. It's like a birth, right? It's like we're birthing into that new place where that's going to be more acknowledged and the power is going to become more acknowledged. But it's like we have to almost be removed from it to see the truth. But your inner knowing, the reason that you have this anxiety, this stress, this feeling, is because you've removed yourself from your natural rhythm. No, I don't want to use these cards. We're going to pull one of these. Wounded healer. Yeah, weeds. Look, again, dandelion came out last time. It's like people look at weeds, right, and they're like, oh god, and they remove them from their garden, they make it all prim and proper, and it's like, actually, these guys are incredibly healing. They are a very magical plant, because we don't understand that, because we've been so far removed from the knowledge and connection with the earth that we had long, long ago, that's in our ancestry. There's so much magic out there in the natural world. It's like we're always looking for something big, something more, but actually what we truly want is our cup to be full from connecting with what is intuition, blue lotus. The cup is overflowing here. When you connect more with the earth and you connect with your roots, you connect with what is and what is true, you start to understand how it all works, and you also start to understand that there's nothing to fear, and that fear is a teacher, and that fear is something you can't always stay in. Because you're not alone. There's something more than this. There's something bigger than this looking after you always. That's gorgeous. That's some beautiful energy. And the true wealth is our connection with that magic. People are so busy looking at, how can I make myself more beautiful? How can I be richer? How can I be this and that? But they're missing, we don't realise what true wealth really is anymore. Our idea of wealth has completely shifted. No. Is it this? Rebirth. We need to, there's a rebirth, but I said it, so this is a birth. So the fact that we're so, I guess, removed from it, we need to come back home, and we will. There will be a rebirth. It's like we kind of have to do this detox period. And I feel there's going to be, that earthly energy is going to become more obvious, going to become louder. And the earth's getting pretty angry at the minute. And I think that's a way that's going to wake people up. But that's how we transform. Through destruction, we create new roots, right? That's how it is. But that's look at that. That's Mother Earth. Look at her. And see, the more you connect with it, honestly, the magic that you experience and the trust that you have, and you realise what all this really is. And it's kind of funny. You kind of laugh because you're like, I was so worried about so much silly shit. And there's this meme I keep hearing, and it's people, they're like, I forgot this is the whole point. And they'll like edit whatever they think the whole point of life is, but this is the whole point. Protection. By connecting with that, you're helping to protect yourself from that darker energy taking over, from that pain taking over, from that anxiety taking over. It helps you to infuse yourself with bravery and confidence, because you realise you are part of that too. And the birds will always sing, the wind will always blow, the sun will always rise, the trees will always grow their leaves back. Things will always go through their stages, and obviously there's darkness to the earth too. There's death and pain and unpredictability, but that is life, right? So when we get in the natural flow of the earth, the natural flow of how things are, it's like we can almost face those obstacles when they come on our path with a lot more grace and a lot more understanding and appreciation for the initiation that these experiences are trying to give us. But when we're not connecting with that whole cycle and that whole rhythm, it's very hard, and it makes people feel very like they're a victim and that they're powerless to to deal with any of these situations. You're part of the whole Hierophant. Look at him laughing. He's like, I've just figured it all out. I've just realised there's something bigger than this. Look at him. He's like, he's been grounding and he's like, I get it. I'm feeling healed. He's like, this is the point. And rather than locking ourselves in our room, looking out, having all these plans or having these thoughts in our mind, it's like we're being called to step out of our comfort zone, step out of the box and connect with what truly is. What is. Not what could be or what was, but what is. What is. What is. And to finish off, I'm going to open this at a random page. I'm going to read what wisdom wants to come out. Because I like to do that. I just pulled that, the Tree of Life. And I kind of want to read from the book for that too, which I will do after this. And then we're going to end it. But yeah, go touch grass, get yourself out in nature. Wait. Real love. We really have to understand the person we want to love. If our love is only a will to possess, it is not love. If we only think of ourselves, if we know only our needs, our own needs, and ignore the needs of the other person, we cannot love. We must look deeply in order to see and understand the needs, aspirations, and suffering of the person we love. This is the ground of real love. You cannot resist loving another person when you really understand him or her. So that's basically like, we have become so independent and selfish and possessive of the earth, of ourselves, of our life, of others. It's all reflection. It's all a reflection. So how we treat others, how we treat the earth, how we treat ourselves is all the same, right? And we've completely forgot like what true happiness and true love is, because we've not been living in that energy with ourselves, with the earth, and with others, right? From time to time, sit close to the one you love, hold his or her hand and ask, darling, do I understand you enough, or am I making you suffer? Please tell me so that I can learn to love you properly. This is interesting, it's coming up with love, because what did I say about the King and the Queen of Swords? They're so separate. This is why a lot of relationships aren't going well at the minute. Because there's that disconnection. Because love is not seen in the way life is seen, isn't conducive with purity and true love, right? So yeah, wait, darling, do I understand you enough, or am I making you suffer? Please tell me so that I can learn to love you properly. I don't want to make you suffer, and if I do so because of my ignorance, please tell me so that I can love you better, so that you can be happy. If you say this in a voice that communicates your real openness to understand, the other person may cry. That's a good sign, because it means the door of understanding is opening and everything will be possible again. Maybe a father does not have time or is not brave enough to ask his son such a question. Then the love between them will not be as full as it could be. We need courage to ask these questions, but if we don't ask, the more we love, the more we may destroy the people we're trying to love. True love needs understanding. With understanding, the one we love will certainly flower. We need courage to ask these questions, but if we don't ask, the more we love, the more we may destroy the people we're trying to love. So if we don't connect with each other, if we don't connect with the earth, if we don't connect with the beauty and magic of life, we're slowly destroying ourselves, others, and that beauty and that magic. we're harming it. Because we're almost being ignorant and feeling we're not doing anything wrong. We're just kind of going with the flow of what should be, rather than making the necessary changes and standing up, wounded healer, being that example, that wounded healer, that example of true humanity. Then I opened at this. The art of mindful living. Nature is our mother. Because we live cut off from her, we get sick. Some of us live in boxes called apartments, very high above the ground. This is exactly it. Around us are only cement, metal and hard things like that. Our fingers do not have a chance to touch the soil. We don't grow lettuce anymore. Because we are so distant from our Mother Earth, we become sick. It's very important. We and our children should be in touch again with Mother Earth. In many cities we cannot see trees. The colour green is entirely absent from our view. One day I imagined a city where there was only one tree left. The tree was still beautiful, but very much alone, surrounded by buildings in the centre of the city. Many people were getting sick and most doctors did not know how to deal with the illness. But one very good doctor knew the cause of the sickness and gave this prescription to each patient. Every day, take the bus and go to the centre of the city to look at the tree. As you approach it, practice breathing in and out, and when you get there, hug the tree, breathing in and out for 15 minutes while you look at the tree, so green, and smell its bark, so fragrant. If you do that in a few weeks, you will feel much better. I can't believe I opened it at that. Anyway, I'll keep going. The people began to feel better, but very soon there were so many people rushing to the tree that they stood in line for miles and miles. You know that people of our time do not have much patience, so standing 3 or 4 hours to wait to hug the tree was too much, and they rebelled. They organised demonstrations in order to make a new law that each person could only hug the tree for 5 minutes, but of course that reduced the time for healing, and soon the time was reduced to 1 minute, and the chance of being healed by our mother was lost. We could be in that situation very soon if we are not mindful. We have to practice awareness of each thing we do if we want to save our Mother Earth and ourselves and our children as well. For example, when we look into our garbage, we can see lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes and flowers. When we throw a banana peel into the garbage, we're aware that it is a banana peel that we're throwing out and that it will be transformed into a flower or a vegetable very soon. That is a practice of meditation. When we throw a plastic bag into the garbage, we know that it's different from a banana peel. It will take a long time to become a flower. Throwing a plastic bag into the garbage, I know that I'm throwing a plastic bag into the garbage. That awareness alone helps us protect the earth, make peace and take care of life in the present moment and in the future. If we are naturally aware, naturally we will try and use fewer plastic bags. This is an act of peace, a basic kind of peace action. When we throw a plastic disposable diaper in the garbage, we know that it takes even longer for it to become a flower, 400 years or longer. Knowing that, using these kind of diapers is not in the direction of peace. We look for other ways to take care of our baby I meant. Practicing breathing and contemplating our body, feelings, mind and objects of mind. We practice peace in the present moment. This is living mindfully. Nuclear waste is the worst kind of garbage. It takes about 250,000 years to become flowers. 40 of the 50 United States are already polluted by nuclear waste. We're making the earth an impossible place to live for ourselves and for many generations of children. If we live our present moment mindfully, we will know what to do and what not to do, and we will try to do things in the direction of peace. Can you believe that just came out? I mean, of course it did, because it's exactly what I've been saying. Give it, let me get them with the tree of life. Like that, I absolutely love connecting with this energy. The tree of life is a sacred symbol throughout the Americas. Its deep roots reach into the lower world, the unconscious, while its branches reach to the heavens, the source of destiny. Holy moly, destiny, that came up. So obviously when we're connecting with our roots, our unconscious mind, because of our unconscious mind dictates 95% of our actions every day. If we're not in relationship with our unconscious mind and not aware of how it works and aware of what we're putting into our unconscious mind, it takes the reins and causes a lot of havoc and pain. So we need to get to know that. So by rooting and grounding and connecting with that lower world, we can understand ourselves, the world around us, etc. To be whole in your life's journey, it's important to have deep roots and high branches. She has deep roots and high branches there. She's standing like this, right? Connecting up and down. A tall tree with shallow roots falls in the wind. What did I say earlier? But a tree with deep roots can weather any storm. Guys, what the hell have I been saying? I can't. This is fucking beautiful. To find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts and your feelings. If you're too much in your thinking head or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you're caught in mechanical doing and you're feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longing. I said, if we're too connected to one and not the other, it creates complete imbalance. When we're connecting with the roots and the heavens, we can help ourselves to release things. We can help ourselves go through that healing, and it allows our nervous system to relax. There's a lot of science behind all this, and I know I'm speaking about more of the spiritual side, but if you want to go do your research, go for it. This is the answer to a lot of our problems. A lot of our problems have a very simple solution, and I think we overanalyze and over try and figure everything out and understand, and humans often trying to become the savior and have this like I want to be in control complex, but actually the solution's already here. Why are we getting sick? Why are we depressed? Why are we stressed? Why are we anxious? Because we've been removed from our natural rhythm. We've been removed from the way we used to live. And now we're trying to create solutions in this new world when there were solutions all along. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful afternoon, morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. I love you guys very much. And I'm going to go and sit outside in the garden again and I'm going to eat my dinner. I'm going to sit in the garden, listen to the birds and eat my dinner and just be grateful. Because if you're not feeling that happy, grateful energy and that loving energy, create it for yourself. You have to create it. You can't. No one's going to come and save you. You have to start the process. And then when you start that relationship and that process, that's when the energy starts to work with you. When you start saving yourself and you start saving the earth around you and living in that loving energy, it starts to give back. It starts to communicate with you, and it starts to have this relationship with you, and it's a beautiful experience. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, get your feet on that grass, guys.